Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to head today is the newest wrinkle in the horrible story around the New Mexico governor banning all the guns and being a mini little tyrant. It gets worse and worse and worse for her. And as it gets worse for her, so goes the gun control narrative, because she has jumped the shark so bad and done more damage to the gun control narrative nationally and for the DNC that we've seen in a long time. I'm about to show you how the state attorney general had just sent a public letter saying he will not defend all the lawsuits that are coming from national gun right groups on behalf of the governor because it's unconstitutional and it's not a good look. This you're going to need to see, and send this one out, and everything will be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think in the comments field as we tie all of this together and the importance for our gun rights. Now, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Distributing freedom twice daily is what we're about, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. And the content today is brought to you by SDI. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and modify your own guns. And if you're looking to turn a hobby that you love into a career, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. Their online programs cover everything from gunsmithing to ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting, sports management, and more, plus all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to turn that hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description box below, and thank you to SDI for making this content possible. All right, my brothers and sisters. The story and the wrinkle that is unfolding around this New Mexico governor is epic. We've had epic rejections across the board from police, from state boards, from attorneys, from county attorneys, from sheriffs. We've had national DNC members, national congressional members in the Democratic Party, all coming out against it. Well, now add the top lawyer in New Mexico, who is a Democrat, by the way, to the pile. Check this out. We've got a report from a local source, and then I'm going to show you some of the excerpts from this letter. It is magnificent because it undermines the public health emergency card they were all planning to play. Check this out.
I think this order is frankly a distraction that is going to divide people. It is not going to be upheld as constitutional under close scrutiny.
A strong message today from the state's top attorney as more people speak out against the governor's controversial health order barring people from carrying guns in public in Bernalillo County. In a letter today to the governor, Attorney General AG Torres says he will not defend the order against the flurry of lawsuits being filed to block it.
But fundamentally, I don't think it passes constitutional muster and is likely to be struck down by one of the judges who are set to hear these cases.
Well, that's weird. It's almost like we've been talking about that for a while since this tyrant did this. Now, the importance of this, again, understand. This is broader than guns. This is bigger than the Second Amendment. It started out as the Second Amendment, and it went much larger. Keep in mind, the public health emergency powers that they've given themselves from the administrative state all the way down to the state level, from the Biden all the way to the governors, they have been abusing this power. She just used the same thing, and she's getting hard pushback, and she kind of jumped the shark, which is why you hear no one on the DNC support her. She's got nothing. She's out the door. Honestly, I'd be surprised if she was not impeached, removed from office, or completely voted out and New Mexico turns red next election because it's an election cycle. But let me continue because I can't wait to get to the actual excerpts once I get done with these clips. Check this out.
Torres says if she wants, the governor can bring her own counsel to fight this battle in court. Torres joins a growing list of New Mexico law enforcement leaders speaking out against the order, including Bernalillo County Sheriff John Allen, APD Chief Harold Medina, Bernalillo County DA Sam Bregman, and the latest, the New Mexico Chiefs of Police Association.
How do you know when you screwed up? That's a pretty good indication. That's all the list of people that are coming out. And the state attorney general says you can hire your own personal counsel. I'm not defending that because it's unconstitutional. It's going to get stripped down. It doesn't pass constitutional muster, and it's a distraction. I don't know how much longer she's going to hold, to be quite honest. But let's continue it because I'm really curious who's going to defend all these lawsuits that are coming from the GOA, NAGR, FPC, all of them. Really not a good look. But I got one more thing because she's not changing course according to this report, which is local out of New Mexico. Check out how she's being arrogant, prideful, and egotistical in her response to the AG. Check this out.
The governor responded to the AG's letter in a statement today, saying she did not ask the attorney general to represent the state. And, quote, the governor is looking for state leaders to step up and take bold steps to make New Mexicans safer from the scourge of gun violence. We invite the attorney general to turn his attention to that effort.
Bold steps, scourge of gun violence. She's resorting back to well-known talking points across the DNC. Big, bold actions, scourge of gun violence. The key phrases they use are important. She is in trouble. She's retreating back to well-focused talking points. Now, let me show you the actual letter from the AG, Raul Torres. Here it is on the screen. This is going directly to Honorable Michelle Lujan Grisham, and it's for the National Association of Gun Rights lawsuit. He's openly saying, I'm not doing this. NAGR just got another scalp. Let's continue. Let me show you some of the stuff in here, because this is where it undermines everything nationally for these Democratic governors who are trying to use public health powers and expand their own power. Check this out. I am writing to inform you that my office will not defend your administration in the above referenced cases challenging the public health emergency order imposing temporary firearm restrictions, drug monitoring, and other public safety measures issued by the Secretary of Health on September 8th. Though I recognize my statutory obligation as New Mexico's chief legal officer to defend state officials when they are sued in their official capacity, my duty to uphold and defend the constitutional rights of every citizen takes precedence. Simply put, I do not believe that the emergency order will have any meaningful impact on public safety, but, more importantly, I do not believe it passes constitutional muster. Thank you, ma'am. Can I have another? And if that wasn't strong enough, he goes after the public health overuse of power. This is where this is going. This is why we cover this so insanely tight, because this goes to something bigger across all of our rights against a well-known tactic they've been using on the left over the last 2 years in the face of emergency. Check this out. These things are key. I agree with the I agree with the need to start a debate about the devastating impact that gun violence is having on our citizens, especially our children. But the issuance of an executive order in violation of core constitutional principles is not the appropriate method for bringing about such a debate, and its flawed legal foundation is likely to obscure rather than highlight meaningful solutions. First, the order's reliance on the Public Health Emergency Response Act distorts the law's meaning beyond its intended purpose of protecting the public from an imminent threat or exposure to an extremely dangerous condition or a highly infectious or toxic agent, including a threatening communicable disease. Second, simply rebranding gun violence as a public health emergency will not satisfy the heightened judicial standard for justifying the blanket prohibition against any citizen, regardless of criminal conduct or intent, from carrying a firearm for personal protection. Are there any questions? Get wrecked. This is going beyond just guns. This is going towards a public health emergency powers grab that they've done from the left. You saw it in Michigan. You saw it in New York. You saw it in Colorado. They tried it in New Mexico, and it turns out you did it wrong. This is big, and everything will be linked in the description box below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.